In this problem, we are adding the fractions. In order to add fractions, we need to first have the denominators in factored form. So go ahead and make sure that the denominators are factored. The first fraction, we have x plus 3. There's nothing that we can factor further there, so we just have the x plus 3. I'm going to put parentheses because it's together. It can't be broken apart. And then here we can factor out a GCF of x. And now we have our problem with our denominators factored. So now we're ready to find the common denominator. Okay, to find the common denominator, I'm going to start with looking at the denominator of the first fraction, and it's x plus 3. So I know I'm going to need x plus 3. So that way this is going to cancel with this one. Okay, now if we come to the second fraction here, I don't have an x, so I need to include x out here. So that way when it's multiplied with this fraction, this x will cancel out with that x. And then this x plus 3 will cancel out with that x plus 3. So our least common denominator is x times x plus 3. It doesn't matter if you write it like this or like that. So that's our least common denominator. Now we're going to rewrite the fractions using those denominators. Okay, so now we're going to rewrite the whole problem with our common denominator, which was x times x plus 3. So we're going to think about if we were to multiply this by x times x plus 3 here. Now keep in mind we're really multiplying by 1. And what's going to happen here is this x plus 3 is going to cancel out with this x plus 3. Now this is never going to be able to cancel out diagonally. That's why it's over here. Okay. But what's not going to cancel out is this x, so we need to multiply this x and this 4. So we have a 4, and then it needs to be multiplied by this x. Okay, now let's take a look at this fraction here. This x is going to cancel out with this x right here, and this x plus 3 is going to cancel out with this x plus 3. So we're just going to have the 2 that's left. There's nothing left to bring over from here. Everything gets canceled out. This is already down there. It's never going to get canceled out. So we just have the 2 to bring over. Okay, now our last step. Okay, the next thing we need to do, our last step, is to see if the whole fraction can be simplified. So now I'm going to take the numerator and factor it. And see if there's anything I can cross out. And there's nothing that we can cross out or divide out. So that is our final answer.